Hi everyone, welcome. This is Gina and today I'm going to do some jelly printing on my homemade jelly plate. First I'm going to prepare some papers. This is just regular copy paper and I'm just going to bring it down to the size of my jelly plate, and I'm using my homemade tear ruler. I took that plastic ruler and I dragged the edge of it across the edge of a step, and I just kept doing it at different points on the ruler so it's jagged. Yay! So now I'm just getting the proper measurement for the, averaging for the my papers so that they will all fit nice and square on my jelly plate. Now today I'm just gonna try out some things, because the first time I did it, I realized that I used too much paint, and I looked at a couple videos and I said, okay, Gina, next time use less paint. So now I'm using very, very little, and I'm using my daughter's mini roller from her plasticine set. And what I'm doing now is just doing some background papers. So I'm just gonna put down some color on the plate in no particular order or fashion, no kind of thought or anything behind it. And I'm just putting down color on a couple papers. And when I'm trying to pick up the print, depending on how much of the paint I want, I rub the surface of the paper as I put it down on the jelly plate. So I'm rubbing it, sometimes I pat it, and I just give it some slight pressure, depending on how much paint I want to pick up. And you see how you have all those spaces in between the color? I actually really like that. I think some people call it a grungy look. I really like it. I don't want my color to go down smooth and to cover the entire page. I like when there are spaces in between. And really, look at that. I love it. Love it, love it. Love it. So I hope you all are trying it too. I hope you all made your jelly plates as well along with me, or you have one that maybe you purchased, and I hope you're trying to make some prints with me. For me, I find it's very relaxing. And even though sometimes, I'm thinking, I wonder what color to combine or what color to use next, or, what to put down, I still feel very relaxed. It's very therapeutic for me, making all these prints. My thing is, I just need to use them. So that's what I'm doing some research on, because, what's so simple and easy for others, for me, it's a lot more difficult. So something as simple as using your jelly plate prints, yeah, that's a big issue for me. And I'm just like, okay, Gina, how am I going to use this? So now I'm trying a stencil to see. I'm rubbing in between the spaces of the stencil so I could pick up the paint And there you go, I got my letters. I put my stencil on back to front so that the words will come on right side up. And here I was trying to pick up the rest of the letters. Not too bad. It's nice. So I'm going to go through a process of using different stencils, different masks, which are I would have cut out to make a stencil, and I'm using the cutout from it. You know, like for example, if you use a heart, you cut out a heart, what remains, what the heart itself would be the mask. And then the shape from cutting out the heart would be the stencil. Yeah, that one didn't come out too good. So I tried using some mask and, you know, to get different designs. This is a stencil that I made, I cut out. Here now I'm trying to get a different pattern. I'm just kind of guessing as I go along, trying different things, which is also part of the therapy for me in doing this. You know, it's like, oh, I think I want to try this, and then you just try it and see how it comes out, and then you decide, okay, I'm not going to do that again, or hey, I like that, I want to do that again, and maybe I'll do this with it, you know. So I hope you all try it too and just experiment and have fun. And for me, what I learned especially was I should not use too much paint, because then I wouldn't get some of the, that's beautiful, prints that I want. Oh, look at that outline. Beautiful. I think next time when I do this, I would like to use darker backgrounds. Maybe. Because I usually start with a lighter background. What I'm using here to, look at that, that's nice. Subtle, I love it. What I'm using to rub behind the paper is an old cover for, I think it's a paint cover actually. Oh, look at that, that's nice. That's real nice. Real nice. And then while I'm going along as well, I'm thinking what colors will go together. And I know blue and brown works well together. So that's how I'm just like, what can I use now? What should I do now? That's what's happening in my brain. Again, I'm rubbing in between the letters, trying to pick up the paint. Yeah, I wanted to see how that came out, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. And pink and brown is nice together. Not too bad. It was a bit busier than I wanted, but not too bad. So it's just me going through my paints. I'm using acrylic paint, my Gelli Plate, different stencils, different mark making tools. This is from a noodle, a pool noodle. I cut it, and I wanted to see how the texture would come out. That is another stencil I made with the bottles, and again I'm rubbing in between the cutout so that I can pick up all. Oh, look at that. I love this one. I wanted to scream. I was so happy, oh my gosh. And then this print after that I picked up, look at that, it's so sweet. Oh my gosh. And even my, the papers that I used to pick up the excess paint, that creates also a nice background to add stuff onto after. Here I think I'm trying to get a darker background, but I'm trying not to cover the entire page. I want the quote-unquote grunge look. So it's just a gentle tapping. I'm not letting it, lay flat. It was just a gentle tapping just to pick up some color for all those that I'm putting to the side now. Here I'm going to try and put a color over the pattern and see if the pattern will still be there. It kind of looks like it's there, doesn't it? So now I'm trying to find one of my background pages that could work, that I could do it on. Yellow and blue isn't bad. Again, I'm rubbing in between, making sure to get it all in between those creases. So you can actually see the shapes. It looks nice. Yes, and the pattern did come up. That is so cool. Very cool. And it's so fun to just play with your colors and see what you could get with your stencils and with different mark making tools and different colors. It's fantastic. It's a really fun way to experiment and just be creative. Here I thought, let me experiment with white. I haven't done anything with the white. So I'm creating some nice juicy yummy looking texture. And I'm going to use one of my masks, my heart. I'm using the brown because it's a darker background. And I'm just smoothing around the heart as well. And that was nice. That wasn't bad at all. Here I went searching for my foamy stamps, which are basically children's stamps, and they make some really cool designs. So I'm just picking up some of the paint and taking off the paint on the paper on the side. So I'm creating patterns on both sides. Haha! Let's see what we get. Not bad, it looks nice. Not bad at all. Now let's have some more fun with more of the stamps. I decided to see if I get some pattern with my ruler before I spread my color down. Green and orange, interesting. Again, I'm picking up some of the paint and then taking it off on the paper on the left. And for the paint to really come up, I press down pretty hard on the Gelli Plate. They make some really nice prints on the left there. So let's see how these come out. I'm smoothing it out. And it's alright. The colors, not so much. Not a big fan of those colors. But it is what it is. And that's the fun thing about this. You know, you pull up some stuff, you see if you like it, you see what you don't like, what you want to try again, what you will not do again. Now I'm just trying to pick up the paints off of the plate. So this is like a scrap piece to me now. And this one also. And this one I love, came out beautifully. You know, it's so fun. You never know what you're gonna get when you lift that paper up, you know? You never know. Here I was running out of background pages to use, so I'm just gonna make a couple more here. With this one, I found that I put too much paint down, but I mean, it was already done, so I still try to work with it and see what I could get. But I really put too much paint down. It's like, oh, Gina. And I tried to fix it by putting another layer on, but I put too much paint down on this layer too. Oh, this was so... And then I was trying to pick up all the paint, the white paint. So I'm putting it on the hat that I had made before. And here I'm trying to look for a background piece to put the extra paint on, but it's white and I don't have any extra backgrounds. So I suppose this is where another Gelli plate would come in handy, maybe. Either that or just don't let your hand get too heavy with the paint. So this is what I got. Was quite disappointed, but I expected it. I did not want to use this background for this, but I didn't really have much choices. Yeah, not pleased with these at all. I hope you all experiment too. Would love to know how yours come out. All the different things that you try. Now you would notice that sometimes I would clean off my brayer and sometimes I wouldn't. It all depends on, you know, the effect that I want. So it's up to you. You could clean your brayer every time you do a print, or you could leave it as it is and just keep, you know, mixing those colors together. It's up to you. I really like how those butterflies look. I love it. Even though they're black, I really like it. So now I was just trying to clean off my stamp, and that did not come out the way I wanted at all. Not what I expected. Black butterflies. This isn't too bad. I suppose it could work as a nice background piece. This one turned out to be quite an unexpected surprise. I really did not expect that strip in the middle, but I quite like how it looks. I really like it. With the faint ghost images on either side of it, I really like it. Nice surprise. So I was trying to roll off the paint, but it wasn't budging. But clearly it got activated when I added the white. Tisk. So now I'm going to add these white men to this page that's already a light color. So let's see how that comes out. And I'm pressing in all the creases so that it will pick up all the paint within the stencil. Trying to get everything. And I missed one of his hands. So I'm trying to put it back where it was. Trying not to rip the paper, and I got it. Yay! That is amazing. I got it. So now I'm going to try and pick up this extra paint here with these men. And that did not turn out the way I wanted. Too much white. So sometimes you'll get some good ones, sometimes not so much. So what I decided to do is to still try and get those men on. So I'm going to use black instead, because the black should show up a lot better. I'm going to put back the men and put it back on and just pick up those the paint from in between the stencil. Rubbing to make sure I get all my creases, all those lines, all those hands, everything. Let's see what we get. Much better. Much better. Really like how that came out. Not too bad. It still has a ghost in it, so I'm just gonna pick it up. Running out of paper here. And I like that too. That looks really nice and grungy. I like that very much. So I'm trying to see if I want to do any more. And yes, I do. Let's try some numbers. Now, because these are so close together, I'm just pressing down in between, and I find that is so sexy. Did you see that? Oh my gosh, look at that. It's beautiful. I'm gonna pick up the, what do you call that? The negative print? That is lovely. Oh, this one had the butterfly on it. Now I'm just trying to clean up my plate. That is so nice. And you see my plastic stencils that has all that paint on it? I actually keep a container with soapy water and I just dump them in them and let them soak. And then after a little while, I'm able to just clean it off really nicely. So here are my prints. Some of them I really like, some of them they're like, it's okay. But they're cool. I like them. Let me know which ones y'all like, if y'all remember. I love the bottles. I like the men. I like the numbers. The letters are cool too. That one alright. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.